Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Dmitry Bivol states that he's targeting Canelo Alvarez, and he states, I know I can beat him. I'll go to 168 pounds to do it. That's a very interesting statement from Dmitry Bivol. He's also been quoted as saying, I've said for over a year now that I'm ready and willing and able to move down to super middleweight to fight Canelo Alvarez. I've been training throughout the COVID-19 crisis, and I have watched on social media that Canelo has as well. I know my team and Golden Boy Promotions have discussed the option, and we are willing to make the fight on very reasonable terms. My team understands that unlike many other opponents, my goal is not the payday, but to face the best in boxing today. I know I can beat him, and the real rewards will come after this fight. Now, I think that's a very interesting statement from Dmitry Bivol. And I have no doubt that Bivol would go to 168 to make that fight. But Dmitry Bivol is the type of fighter that wants to be great. Dmitry Bivol is the type of guy who's not about money, it's about legacy. And you understand that if you take the big fights, if you beat the big names, if you're confident in your abilities, and you can pull through in those fights, you will elevate your status and recognition amongst all boxing fans, and therefore the paydays will come regardless. And this is what a lot of guys like Jamal Charlo, who turned down Canelo Alvarez fights, just simply don't get. If you believe in your abilities and your skill set, and you believe you can do it, why turn down a career opportunity, a career high payday on top of a career-defining fight? It simply doesn't make sense. Now, what Dmitry Bivol is stating, I think that's a very good fight between these two guys. I think that, if Canelo Alvarez fought Dmitry Bivol at 175, I would have to favor Dmitry Bivol all day. Because at 175 pounds, that's where Dmitry Bivol is arguably one of the best, if not the best fighter at 175. You look at Dmitry Bivol, you look at Artur Beterbiev, and it has to come down on one of those two guys at 175 pounds. Both of those guys are monsters. But, when you even look at Dmitry Bivol, he's not a huge light heavyweight. But at the end of the day, he is, he is a guy that could come down to 168. I don't believe he would be drained at 168, but at the same time, I don't believe that he would be as, ferocious at 168 that he is at 175. There's a reason why he's fighting at 175. There's a reason why he makes his claim at 175 instead of 168. Let's be honest. Now, at the end of the day, he's going to have a height advantage, a reach advantage over Canelo Alvarez. He has a thudding jab. Dmitry Bivol is a hell of a fighter, and he's going to be a hard fighter to beat even at 168. But unfortunately for Dmitry Bivol, the way I see the fight coming out is I think Canelo Alvarez is just simply going to be too much for him at 168 pounds specifically. Between 160 and 168, Canelo Alvarez reigns supreme. Between 160 and 168, Canelo Alvarez is the king of those divisions. So we got to be real about it. Dmitry Bivol moving down in weight would ultimately become a detriment and a hindrance to him being able to beat a Canelo Alvarez. I do think it'll still be a good, close, competitive fight. I think it'll be a difficult fight for Canelo, but I simply think Canelo would be too much at those weights. But at 175, Dmitry Bivol would have all the advantage of speed, and that goes on top of height and reach. He would be lacking something at 168 that we're not exactly sure of. We do understand that Canelo Alvarez would be better at 168. His reflexes will be better. His speed will be better. And he also has one of the best IQs and experiences. So he'd be meeting Canelo Alvarez where he's best at, which would be a detriment to him trying to win the fight. Dmitry Bivol is simply not going to be able to outskill Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds. He may be able to do it at 175, but not at 168. Canelo Alvarez beats Dmitry Bivol at 168 pounds. But nonetheless, I think it'll be a fantastic and great fight, and I would love to see it. Once again, Unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.